think in terms of achievements, though, this is right up there. Genuinely, in my lifetime achievements.
Have you just done the dad's bit?
2 dad's races I had to do because I've got too many children, and one of them's in the young group, and one of them's in the older group. So I had 2 sports days today.
What does the sports day dad sort of entailment require?
Well, do you know what they've changed it, Steve? Because they've gone all woke. Right.
No.
Because.
No, like deadlifting and that no more.
No, there's none of that.
Fucking game's gone, man.
The women used to do space opera racing, which, if we're being honest,
it's fucking sensational.
It's sensational. I'm probably a little bit pervert.
Right. I've never seen or heard of that. That is definitely an Eccles thing.
Well, it's Earlham actually. When my kids go to school, yeah, it's Earlham. So when the first time I went to sports day, the dads did the dad
Did that
race.
happen when Melinda Messenger turned up to be her mum? And he went, I got an idea.
Change,
I got an idea.
Whoa,
Fuck them sacks right off.
Forget that.
Get the space operas out.
We're going on space
No,
operas.
I've been doing this for this first year.
Yeah. So they did.
We're glad you're here to try it.
Yeah, so they used to do. The lads did the dad's race, and the women had the space.
What is that, 100
race.
metres, 60 metres?
It's 60 or something, yeah. They say it's 100, but I don't think it is. So, like, and then the women did the space opera race. Anyway, we've not had a sports day for a few years. Then we had one in like 4.
On a fucking space opera.
Honestly. And I love how my missus took part
What in the
it.
gene hunt is this?
Do you know what as well? My missus did it 2 weeks after she'd had my son. She'd had Ellis, and then 2 weeks later, she did, and she was fuming she came second. And she's not done it since. She was like, protest. Like, because she said her space opera was crap as well. Blame your tools. Yeah. But they switched it round today.
What an absolute... I've never heard of that. Well, please get in the comments. Space hopper races for the mums.
Well, they've stitched me up now because it was for the dads this time.
Space hopper?
Yeah, they went, right, dads, line up. And I'm 43, Steve. And you know Salford. I'm not being funny. Most of the dads in my... are 20-odd.
Yeah, 18.
18, yeah, with a 7-year-old. Like, that's what it is. I line up, and it looks like I'm a granddad with my kids. It's like, oh, my God. Right, so it was like, line up and grab a space opera. I was like...
Sorry, what?
What? That's literally what I did. I went, what? You're going to do space opera race this time round, dads? And I'd already stepped forward. I was like, oh, I missed my daughter's there for the first one. I was like, fuck, you know. Didn't come myself in glory. Didn't come last, but almost did. Second time, for my 3rd sticker, that was the running race. And I was lucky because they split us into 2 groups, and I always have a look around me, right? You know what I mean? Like, who's looking like they're a bit older, and who's looking like, who's got a cig in the mouth and who's carrying a can of Tennent's.
Who's wearing, like...
flip-flops.
A Jamaican onesie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and
shit.
Yeah.
Why has he got spikes on?
Yeah. So I did all right in the second one, and it's not how well you do, it's how well you tell your kids to do, because they can't really see what's going on. So yeah, it's been an eventful day today.
I think I've only done it once.
Have you? Did you ever see that footage of Michael Owen doing it?
No.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Of course it was.
If you lined up next to you in a dad's race, what's the first thing you do when you set off? Or before you even set off?
Rugby tackle.
Exactly. Like, you're just blatantly going to leg him up, aren't you? Like, you 100% that is what you're going to do.
I might even make it look like I fell into him, but I'm rugby tackling.
Yeah.
I go, oh, and then smash him. Then apologise.
Yeah, Steve,
Sorry, mate.
We get the fact that you fell into him, but why did you punch him in the head 5 times as you were getting up?
Got to make sure.
Yeah. So yeah, there was one of him doing it, and he just levers everyone, and it's one of them skills as well. And you can tell. Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely a private school.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you've got
all that for
Droylsden or Salford's finest.
All that for it to get finger blasted on telly.
I always forget, man. Have you seen that? Do you know what? Talking of...
No, I've never seen it, I've just heard.
Talking of...
I thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah, you don't do the Love Island stuff. Talking of famous dads with their daughters getting finger blasted on the telly, and the Love Island connection as well. Have you seen the Danny Dyer chant?
I had no idea the direction that was going in.
Right. Yeah. Danny Dyer, whose daughter's called Danny Dyer, which is amazing. Let's have it back. Come on. All right, give him that one. What are you going to do? Danny Dyer. It's the most Danny Dyer thing ever, to call your daughter Danny Dyer. Listen, I didn't used to like Danny Dyer, and now I actually love him. I think he's class. I do, because he's so cockney, it's unreal. He makes Frank Lampard look scouse. But there's a chant go that, what is it? Bowie's on fire, and he's shagging Danny Dyer. And Danny Dyer did an interview, he might have had a few sherbets as well, where he was saying how proud he was of it. And now it's a compliment because he's saying he's done two good things. He's on fire and he's shagging my daughter.
It's not often I'm speechless.
Can you imagine buzzing off someone shouting out about your daughter? Because I fucking couldn't. Anyway, I think we've covered every major topic that's happening today, haven't we? Not much going on. Where have you been anyway? I've not seen you all day.
Apologies I'm late, everyone.
Yeah.
So I was at a meeting.
See, I wasn't going to blow you up then, but you've done it yourself.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I like in life.
Go on.
One's rum.
You do love rum.
For those who question it, you need to go upstairs.
No. I love it because we show people around here, and we've got, obviously, where he does some of his videos upstairs in the bar, where there's just all the rum there. And people always come, like, I've shown someone around, they go, oh, you like rum? I go, no, I'm 8 years sober. Oh, right. Oh, just Mako? No. Joe? No.
Yes.
They're all Steves. All of them. I remember I was chatting to him. Was it Ian Evan or someone was up there? And he went, and he noticed one of the ones you've got because you've got a right selection, haven't you? He's like,
there's some
like I might be getting it wrong.
What's the word I'm looking for? Connoisseurs rums in there.
This in, Tesco or Aldi's own, is it? This is like.
No, there are some good ones in there. We had a party at the end of the season last year. No, was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. The footy team. Oh no, they did about 800 quid's worth of rum in, which was a sore one. They only did about 3 or 4 bottles this time round.
What do you do with that situation? You can't sell them off, can you?
What?
Like your football team drank all your rum in a party, end of season party.
I just have to order more rum, don't I?
Yeah, exactly. You can't go, what are you doing drinking rum, lads? You know that special rum, I had to get that imported from Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really like unique bottles in there. I got like a white Gorilla Head one.
Yeah.
More for the bottle than the content. It's really dear and it's really shit.
Really?
Annoyingly, yeah. But there's some good rums in there. But anyway, I like rum. I like pizza. I like Manchester.
Yeah, you do. And
I like the military. And there's a guy that's got a brand called 7 Layer. If you go and check him out on Instagram, it's 7L and then the word 7 and layer. And it does all sort of like military inspired clothing. But like the guy was explaining to me some of the stuff that they do. And I was a little bit, what the fuck? Like very, very technical sort of clothing. Clothing that when it's hot, opens, like cells of the clothing open, and when it gets cold, it closes. Mate, so it like ventilates yourself. And he's got a shop in Old Edge. He's been going a few years, got battered in the pandemic, lost a lot of stuff in a warehouse fire, and it's just sort of bringing it all back. So I'm going to do some work with him, but I started following it because I was like, well, look at this, it's in khaki colour. That is right up my street. And then didn't realise he was also from Manchester as well. So go blow him up and just say, Steve sent me.
Yeah.
So that's 7L and then 7 SEVEN layer. Go check them out. So I'll be doing a bit of work with them in the near future. But the gear is honestly...
Old Edge as well.
Yeah.
Very posh.
That blowing his splot up, I was shocked how cheap the rent was in Old Edge.
Really?
Literally, driving back to Jamesbury, I can't believe that's what he pays.
I interviewed some guy called the Teflon Don in Old Edge.
The Teflon Don?
Yeah, do you know who I'm on about? And I mean, I may as well say it's not a secret. I interviewed Aaron Coughlin in Old Edge. Kind of the story that got me my job.
Sorry, Paul Jones says, what's Salford rum like? You would think because it's called Salford rum and it's like a little sort of a distillery that they've got like locally.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's actually in Salford. I think it's just on the other side of Deansgate. That it'll be a bit.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to get in some of these comments because you've started all this now.
It's fucking top draw. It's probably in my top 3.
Oh, well, I like the name, obviously.
Yeah, and the bottles are amazing, ceramic ones with that. Is it Scotty Draws? Like there's an artist that does all the bottles. The bottles are beautiful. I've got a Salford Lads Club one, a green special edition one.
That's sick. Do you know what I used to do? Rum on the Oaze, because you start rum in it, so you're just in your Pepsi bottles or whatever. What are you on about?
Diplomatico, Salford rum, and then Bumbu's pretty good.
Someone was asking.
Little Wayne's involved with Bumbu somehow.
What? Little Wayne?
It works though, so who gives a fuck?
Oh, right, okay. Mark McElroy, or McElroy, Steve, what about pineapple grenade rum from Manchester?
Never heard of it.
Have you tried it?
Never heard of it. Pineapple does go.
Let me have a look at it.
Superb with rum though. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the Caribbean elements of it. I don't know.
I mean,
where are pineapples even from? And do you know the entire world calls pineapples ananas? Like literally, in about 100 fucking countries, they're called ananas, and then it's only England that calls them a pineapple.
You can get this from Morrison's. Other supermarkets may be available. Rockstar, pineapple, grenade, spice.
65%.
I mean, there's 3 words in that sentence that are reach up your street, isn't there? It's like someone's made that for you.
65%'s a bit on it, though, isn't
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you when you said that. 65%? How's that a thing?
It's a little bit spicy, that
I mean, do you know what I mean? You can handle your own, but no, I don't think 65%. My favourite was, I know we're going about it all the time, but when me and you and Macca did that last watch along, it was ace. It was ace that just before we took over the channel, wasn't it? I think
Just before lockdown.
Yeah, it was Devil's Days.
It's like the
wasn't
last night allowed out.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. And you went, I'll never forget it. You went, lads, we've done 2 bottles in tonight. And Macca went, I'm driving now and I don't drink. You've done 2 bottles in Sunshine on your own. I've not drank rum since 2012 or something. Yeah, but you did it and then did the best. We need to dig that out again, that Spurs preview. It was ace, because straight after the LASK watch along, we did the Spurs preview, and it was Broken Biscuit Central, and they cancelled the Spurs game, didn't they? So we didn't
use it.
I know, and we should have done.
So look at the rest of these comments.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Like,
that's what I was saying in the old commentos.
Because there's a lot of questions. We will, right? I know there's some news, but me and Steve have our system, right? So for 47 minutes, we're going to talk about whatever, and then 30 minutes at the end, we might talk about this ownership shite.
If you don't know that by now on a Friday, that's what happens.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? I love the fact, right? One of the things that I love about the Brew is you'll get all the regulars. You'll be like, Jay,
diving straight in on the utter wibble.
Yeah, and why you talk about, someone mentioned football and pack it in, and you'll get the people going, why not talking about football? And then people will put them right. Yeah, Rebecca Jade O'Sullivan saying, watching Steve get last will forever be my favourite thing.
Lask and Tranmere, like, quite close together.
Oh, the Tranmere one. You and, was it Baggers was with you? That was like, how you two, right, and I know you didn't, so I'm not blowing you up, weren't on drugs is amazing to me. Because that was such a druggy conversation. At one point you went, and he scored, didn't he? And then Baggers went, who? And you went, who what?
There's videos from in here, because it was pre like doing all up downstairs up. There's videos in here of, for no apparent reason, Joe Smith with a spirit level over his eyes, dancing like this.
Class.
Why?
Class. Do you know what? Joe Smith was the perfect piece of madness you had to add to your mix as well, because you'd already off your head and he came in and he took it to the level. There was that was the night of that gift. Did that become a thing now with you, shade? That should have been.
I don't know where. I'd love to find that again. Yeah. I was wearing 2 pairs of sunglasses, just going up to the camera going, whoa. Not even funny. Hilarious when you're off your nut, though.
Well, you know what? It was actually fun. I was sober, but it was actually midnight that night. We just battered Lask, and that was everyone cared about that. Happy days. Spurs, and you know what as well? I was going to go Spurs away. First away in ages. I was going to do it. Done. Something called, I don't know, COVID-19 or whatever it was, put a spanner in the works.
And remember when we got grounded for 3 months? Didn't even fucking do it.
I love this. The Trapped Chatterbox says, why are you absolutely milking the bollocks out of this? Zero useful info again. Waffle.
Thank you.
That's
all we promised.
Abhinav Verma says,
no one sat here and said, we're going to tell you everything that's going on.
Listen.
Insider Info FC. We didn't say that. It's the Brew. And if we talk about football, thank yourselves lucky, because it's not the fucking plan.
Like, we could be sat here, right? I think we were sat here once when Ronaldo signed for United. We didn't mention that for half an hour. We were too busy talking about Nicolas Cage films. Abhinav Verma says, Jay, has a zebra been dropped off at the zoo? This is a reference to my good friend and esteemed colleague, Joe Smith.
I saw that our biggest video of the week was him being ripped.
Yeah. Do you know what, Steve? Right? It was proper the Brew tackle, because he was trying to get it on track, because we were doing transfers live and there was some news and stories to go through, and the comments were relentless, and I just kept cracking up and I couldn't help myself. I was like, got to read them out. And also, super chat, you got to read it out. And and in the end, he was just joining in, because it was very, very
When
funny.
did we get locked up?
What? We're doing that on camera? When did we get locked up?
I was trying to find out. I'm in my comments. There's some absolute...
It was decades ago for me, kid.
Chaos in here.
Thomas, do you know what?
What was the date that we all got grounded?
It was April, like, 2020... March 2020. Because, do you remember, they let Liverpool play Atletico, didn't they, at Anfield, and spread a load of COVID? And they let... What was it, Cheltenham as well? That went on, didn't it?
Oh, we had Jim in here, didn't we? That was for like the last That was
Go
the
on,
last
you,
video. I
you,
think we
you
did
look
live,
you look
innit?
for them photos, and if you need to send any to live producer that won't get us all nicked, then please do. Do you know what? No, it doesn't matter. Thomas Minard. No, we can say that though, can't we? Because we didn't get in trouble. Like when the old Bill were coming here. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
Like the
remember
police came here, and like was,
Wonder who that was ringing them.
yeah, very yeah. I wonder. Checking up on us, and like they came twice, and there was nothing they could do because we weren't breaking any rules. We were socially distanced while we were recording and going live. I was live once, and the old Bill came, and I couldn't believe it. It's such a relief as well to know you've not got a warrant out for your arrest when you see the old Bill. You know, you can just see him.
You go,
actually,
no, I'm all right.
I don't do anything wrong anymore. It's all right. What do you want? Someone sent him away.
Do you still do that when you drive around?
What?
And the police come behind you, even though
Yeah.
you're not driving over the speed limit, you're not drunk, you've got your seatbelt on, this car's in your name, and like...
You have seen my complexion, aren't you, Steve? Come on. Do you know what I mean?
DWB. We've been pulled over.
They get
before.
extra points, don't they, for an
You know
IC3?
why.
Come on.
You know why.
Yeah, you know the drill. Come on, son. And it's worse when they do the little PNC and things start coming back as well. You go, oh, what's this? I always say it's a long time ago. Thomas Minard, super chat with nothing on
I
it.
got nothing on my phone. I thought I did though.
John Davey says, don't care who owns us now, want the Glazers out, fair enough. Thomas Minard is back with actual super chat as well. Says, glad to see you both. Jay, Steve, I'm guessing Joe went with... Shh. What's that?
What?
What's this? Joe went with Under the Fence. I'm cautious because some of the references about what Joe was wearing were a bit ropey. And
I don't know what that means.
that's why forgive me if I'm not reading that out and it's just nothing, but I think it might be references to some of the, might be a bit close to the bone for certain man. Kobe says, who should wear the number 7 next season?
Footballer.
What? Shut up. What was you with these ideas? David Ratcliffe says, Rizza and Dizza say up the Reds. Will Maguire go? No doubt, Steele, tell you that one. You've got inside info, haven't you?
No, well, I saw this morning that apparently he was like, I don't want to go.
Does he not? That's all right, then. I tell you what, just do what Jonesy did and just stay around for ages. Got Loot says, y'all going to the New York game? Yes. We are, aren't we?
Well, if we make it.
What do you mean?
Jay, I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you. I'm going to get off my fucking nut in America. So
Right.
the games, as far as I'm concerned, optional.
You know what as well, right? What?
It's a pre-season game.
I've got a couple of mates like you as well. Like, if you get off your nut and I'm not that guy that's going to try and sort you out.
Well, it's
Like,
not
what am
about
I going
sorting
to
out.
do to wet your stone and stay or whatever? Sorry,
Where-
I did a few stone on there, but just leave him Sibbett. That's my motto if you do.
But it's also, like, well, how are you going to convince me? Come and watch United's pre-season game.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what I mean? Like, just leave you to it.
I found a man that knows how to play chess, Jay. We're playing chess.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to be there, though. John Shin's going to be there with us, isn't he?
I should fucking think so in New York.
Yeah, he's going to be our little tour guide. So we're going to be there. If you're over there, because I was speaking to someone else earlier today who's on about meeting up, we're going to have more news on what we're going to be doing at the end of next week. So this time next week, when me and him stop talking Wibble, we'll let you know.
Maybe.
Well, possibly, yeah, that's a good point. We'll let you know what we're going to be doing in New York because we're going to be doing some stuff over in America. I don't like saying meet and greets. It makes me sound like we're like, oh, look at me, come and meet me, I'm special, am I? But we'll be doing some events where we'll all be getting involved. Yeah? Where you lot, if you're over there, get involved. We'll be involved. Hopefully, we'll have a few other pods as well. And we'll just
I have
have
a
a little
chance of
bit.
taking the boy Wonder over with me as well. So.
Mate, you've got to do that, man. That is just content for you guys, isn't it? Come on. Him in it. He's probably been there loads of times, hasn't he?
Not sure if he's done America.
Has he not?
Not sure.
He's just such a fascinating character, isn't he? Yeah, the reference, I get the reference about Joe. Abhinav Verma says, Joe is a great sport, unlike our club captain. Does that annoy you in Maguire, though? I know it's a football conversation, but let's do it. Come on.
Yeah, it did.
Like, he's saying, I'm going to stay. Because there's a certain, like, when Ollie said he was going to stay in 99 when Spurs wanted him, he stayed to fight for his place. And everyone respected that. And he kind of scored an important goal for us and did a few more things as well. So it works out for the best. But with Maguire, I get the impression he knows he's not going to play.
The thing is,
And he's just like,
a
I'm
rotation
on
of
big dough.
strikers is a difference to
That's
a
a very good
rotation
point.
of centre
You don't bring on a new centre half with 10 minutes to go
win a game.
Yeah, like usually, unless you're off your head, unless you're someone like Louis Van Gaal. But it feels a bit like I'm on big dough here. I ain't gonna get that dough anywhere else.
But
what about the World Cup though? Doesn't
it's the accumulation. Well, he doesn't need to play for England, does he? So yeah, that's been proven.
Suppose.
Like, look at fucking Calvin Phillips.
God, yeah, didn't he play like 12 minutes for City?
And got a full 90 for England. I'm sorry, what?
Mate, he's
Mr.
proper...
I'll pick everyone on form only, Southgate.
He don't bother with that, does he? Like, he literally
He
could
came
not
when his
care
first
less about
interview
form.
was that.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, all right, yeah, well, what about that?
Yeah.
Went, yeah, well, change my mind.
Do you know what I mean? Jordan Henderson gets a game for England. How's that happening? Do you know what I mean? I never get that one. Because he don't play for his club anymore. He's bang average and he's about 37. And he gets a game for England because Gareth Southgate likes him. Maguire don't play for United, gets a game for England. And then you've got players that smash it, but because they're not quite his favourites. Like Marcus isn't. Marcus forces his way into the conversation,
Marcus
but can't
was in
get the
so
stats he
much
deserves.
form. He literally, I know Sterling was burgled or something, but Sterling was at home for half the fucking week and then he brings him on before he brings Marcus on.
No, you make
Explain this to me. Explain this to me.
That's not a criticism. What you said there is not a criticism of Raheem Sterling, right? For starters, burglary's just shit. I hate all that. You've house been burgled, your missus and your family are upset, you fly back, you're obviously emotional about it, you've not trained.
Bring the other kid on.
Yeah, like, why put him on? He's not trained, he's had all this drama going on. You've got a kid here who's banging in goals.
Oh, you mean the one that's the most deadly England player in the squad?
You did it. I saw a clip. I went down a Stephen Houghton rabbit hole the other day. There was a compilation. I know I don't usually do that. I don't usually watch those a lot. But there was a why can't I say that word? Compilation. What is wrong with me? It's good job I don't talk for a living. Compilation of some of your bits on Vibe with Five. And there was one, I think, was it the Ghana game? Is it the Ghana game? Or am I getting this completely wrong? I'm sure you were talking about the Ghana game. Was it not Ghana game? Did you play Senegal? Sorry, not Ghana. Sorry, that was bit Paul Merson. That one, or Graham Souness.
That's definitely two pretty large African countries that definitely hate you now.
Yeah, I know. I've just absolutely sold it there. Forgive me. The Senegal
And do you know
game,
they hate each other as well?
yeah. So
It's like going Scottish, yeah? English, same thing.
yeah, same thing. Sorry, it's not me. Well, it is. It's my memory. You were talking about it, and this is something that stayed in my mind as well. Is like Marcus plays in that game. He carries on scoring, 100%. They haven't got Sadio Mane. They haven't got. I think Idrissa Gueye was missing.
And they were shit. They were shit.
They were terrible.
Didn't Kane score twice or something?
Yeah, and it's like you play Marcus in that game. He carries on scoring for you.
He's probably got 6 goals
Going into the France game. That's the thing. And to not do that just made no sense to me. And also then, even what he did against France, I know we're going down this Gareth Southgate thing. I don't mind it. Let's do it. The best player we had during that, I'll say we, because England had, during that game was probably Bukayo Saka. And he took him off. You saw the French players going, yes, when he went off because he was tearing him a new one.
Marcus was warming up, right? So there was a point in the game. I was behind the goal. England was attacking. There was a point in that game where it was about the 56th minute where you go, okay, the gaps are opening up here. That's the time. As a United fan growing up, that's the time when Fergie smells there's a game to be won.
Yeah.
The Sir Alex Ferguson's got a thing where he goes, you have to give players a good 15 minutes to impact a game. Don't put someone on with 5 to go and say, go change something.
Yeah.
Like, when did he make the subs in 99?
Mate, my memory's very hazy. You know what? I've never watched that game again. I'm guessing, was it 78, 79 minutes?
I think it was earlier than that.
Go on, look. Let's have a look. I know this. We are losing so many top red points for not knowing this. Because you should know that, but
it was the shittest game.
It's
I've
so
ever
bad
seen
that game,
in my
innit?
life. I'd say everything that happened in the last 3 minutes.
I've just gone to the right one, wrong one as well.
Go do a wiki.
No, yeah, Wiki's the right one, innit?
He's
Sorry.
right
Oh, sorry, yeah. Right. People near the bottom. So he brought on. So Teddy came on 67, Ollie 81. So Ollie's got 10 minutes. Teddy's got.
So
23.
really, it was Sheringham that he thought was going to make the difference there.
It was he took off Jesper Blomqvist.
He was shot.
And then he took Cole. Coley had that little shinned overhead kick, didn't he? But it wasn't his day, to be fair. And then he brought on Ollie, obviously. Oh, mate, do you know what?
So he reckons you need a good 15 minutes to sort of make something happen.
What does he know, though?
Well,
Has he ever achieved
a bit about this and that.
Yeah,
and then, what did he give Marcus? Was it 6 minutes?
Yeah, bro. Let's do this, right? So it's England v France.
So from the 56th minute, there was a smell about this is the time Marcus has got the opportunity to impact this game here.
Yeah.
Click on that one there on top. Scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hit line up. It should tell you there. Oh, it just tells you that he brought him on.
Oh, it doesn't say when. When did he? Hang on a minute. Does it not give you a thing?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, hang on a minute. I know what you need. You need the time. I know this is really bad because I am awful on a computer. But we're going to go into it. There you go. 85th minute. Marcus in. Phil Foden out.
Yeah.
And also, what he did at Southgate, which annoyed me as well.
I think it's Phil Foden as well. He's a brilliant technical footballer, but he wants it to feet. What have you got against France? You've got gaps in behind. So what do you want to do? Oh, have everyone playing it to feet. So you've got Sterling, you've got Foden, you've got Kane. Well done, mate. You've got nobody doing anything different.
No. And also,
how are you going to stretch your defence if everyone's doing the same shit?
He made
push up against you.
He made this argument, didn't he, Southgate? Foden has to play on the left. He can't play anywhere else. And I felt like that was him trying to use his get out of jail free card, Marcus. Because it's like everyone rates Foden. And if I'm saying, it's one or the other, then people won't be minding me to play both. You could have played both together if you really wanted to.
If you had any bollocks about you, you could have played both. Who was his other sub?
It was Mason Mount, wasn't it? Mason Mount. Grealish came on in like the 93rd minute, I think. Honestly, I'm not even exaggerating. And I think Mason Mount was his first substitution.
When did they score
looking up. No, right.
90 plus 8, I saw it.
Yeah. What? What even is that?
So in the 90 plus 8, you're like, yeah, you can go win the game now if you want. Right. And I'm like, do you know what? How about I don't fucking bother?
Yeah. That would be one of them, wouldn't it? Where you'd be like, you know
when did they score their second? What was the minute? What minute did they get the second?
78th minute.
Right, so how about this? They've not even got the ball back to the centre circle, and we're playing rush keeper, one at the back. We are getting a goal.
Yeah.
What else have you got to lose? We either lose 3-1 or we lose 2-1.
It's the World Cup quarter-finals.
Who cares?
Do you know what I mean? You know, they're not next week. If you lose this one, you get another chance. Like,
fucking
just go for it.
Drip, mate.
Honestly.
Absolute fucking drip.
Oh, mate, it just makes... Right, because...
Bollocks on it.
No, this is what happens, Steve, right? France have scored 2-1 up. What do you do?
Mason Mount for Jordan Henderson.
I mean, is that the most beige thing ever? Like,
it's a number 8 for a number 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people went, Mason Mount won the penalty and all that, but if we'd have gone for it, we could have won. Like, we could have won that game. You had a bench there that could have done things. And he just didn't. And then also, you took Saka off for Sterling, which helped France. Sterling, who not trained all week, and Saka, who was absolutely destroying him. They were in all sorts of trouble. Who was the kid who was at left back for them? Hernandez.
Yeah, but Koundé was
No, Koundé, sorry. No, it is Hernandez. It is Hernandez, yeah.
But yeah, Koundé was getting fucking roasted.
Yes, sorry, yeah, I'm getting it wrong.
And Upamecano wasn't having a great one either.
No, he's got one in him as well, Upamecano. This is what I mean. You run at these players, you get at him, you cause them problems. But we were just like, let's just keep balling.
He's so fucking boring.
Like, honestly, and the thing is, right?
Only him. Right, think about this, right? So you've got Jude Bellingham's just gone to Real Madrid for 100 million. You've got City that are about to do the treble, right? With quite a few English players in. John Stones, Kyle Walker, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, right? And Erling Haaland, if you want to throw it that way as well. Born in Leeds. So you've got all of those players.
Yeah.
You've got Declan Rice, who's supposedly a £100 million player.
Yeah.
You've got Harry Kane, who's supposedly a £100 million player.
Yeah.
And you've got this fucking prick that's just deciding to play the most boring football. He's like he's got the 1989 Wolves team. That's how he plays. Not that he's got the most expensive squad in World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, value-wise.
No. Like, do you know what as well? There's so many options you could do. You could proper mix up. You could do something
I don't like Trent.
No, but...
Guess what? Let's put 3 forwards in the box and just fucking spam crosses in.
That's
he
what
can
he
do
does.
that.
Just give it in, ping it in. Marcus Kane.
Who was right back?
For England, Kyle Walker.
Yeah, all right. Let's fuck Maguire off. Put Kyle Walker at his own because he'll just chase Mbappe in.
Yeah.
Jobs are good un. Let's put Trent at right back. Let's put every cunt in the box.
Yeah.
And let's get fucking ball spammed in there.
Why not? Like, you could do that. You could literally go for it in that fashion.
And do you know what? Everyone would have gone, well, he went for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Instead of bringing Jack Grealish on the 98th fucking minute.
Have you seen that one? Have you seen that one with Ten Hag when he's at Ajax and he tells that kid to go on when they're 4-1 up against his team, and the guy goes no, and he goes okay, and like never played for Ajax again. Was in the resis the next day and then got loaned to Napoli or something. I can't remember his name. Get in the comments if you will. Tiesco Santa Clara says, evening lads. Did you guys cover the PSG Jassim David Ornstein article released an hour ago? We'll talk about that in a minute. Ross Murphy's been a member of the Academy for 33 months. We know Ross. Says the difference between Deschamps and Southgate, there's lots of differences, but I know what you mean. One is a winner and sets up to win the game, and the other sets up not to lose.
We had the same tactics for Iran and America, and Senegal and France. Now, how do you do that?
Because you don't really
France
understand football.
And Iran and America and Senegal. You go, yeah, that's just the same, yeah. It's totally the fucking same, yeah. That's why international football's not fit for purpose.
You don't like international football, yeah?
No, I like watching international football.
Yeah.
I think I don't like England, and I think that the credence placed upon in international football is way overrated. The Champions League is a far bigger competition.
That rabbit hole went down. It was like a little compilation of units. The overrated thing as well was on it, and you was like, Zidane's overrated. I know where you get your opinion on that from. Is that you were like international football? Yeah. I was like,
well, not only that, right? So if you take contemporary match reports from Juventus prior to him signing for Real Madrid, right? Real Madrid signed him on the back of, is it Euro 2000?
yes.
He had some real tentpole performances for France.
98-2000
Yeah.
was Zidane's era for international football.
And he was magical, right? You notice when all these compilations come out, he's in a France shirt.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed that?
Yes,
Right.
I've noticed that.
If you read contemporary reports, so all the people who are going, you're talking shit, okay, please present your case, right? Because if you read the contemporary reports, because I am fucking sad enough to do that,
he is
right?
sad. He is very, very sad. This
And
man.
it's just
Very,
disappointment.
very, very sad.
Do you know what it reads like reading Nanny's match reports. Like, incredible, pretty ordinary,
what?
didn't even turn up, didn't turn up, incredible, didn't turn up. That's what it's like.
Yeah, Nani's got the sort of the advantage of Nani's highlights reel. It makes him look like the greatest player that's ever played football.
Watching him for 90 minutes.
Is like you say, bro.
So for all the people that are about to clip this up saying that he's just compared Nani to Zidane, that's not what I'm doing.
No.
If anything, I think Pogba and Zidane are far closer. In
I think
terms
there
of
was-
what they're capable of
Yeah.
is anything, but what their reality of was day to day, certainly at club level, because Pogba was pretty fucking good. I don't know if you remember,
Yeah.
for France.
Yeah, I understand your point, right? I don't quite agree. I think Zidane was gifted, but one thing I hate about the whole Zidane thing is when people are like, "Oh, you know what? I just love watching Zidane and all that." It became a little bit of a hipster
What's
thing.
that there? Zaid?
Dagger-
Also, Juve won the league 3 years in a row after selling him.
Dagger Boom says Zidane took Man United apart.
When?
It's
What, in
99.
98?
Stade d'Alpe when
No.
Roy Keane
When-
absolutely dominated Edgar Davids, Deschamps and Zidane.
Yeah.
At one point, he tackles all three of them at once. You remember that? He just
Yeah.
goes all
So that
through
didn't
all
happen.
of them.
If you're talking about 2003, original Ronaldo did, and actually Steve McManaman had more of a fucking hand in that than I'm willing to admit.
Steve McManaman was good, you know. I
He
hate
was
him,
good, he
but
was
he
a
wasn't.
dick.
He wasn't him in.
I fucking hate him.
Like,
on
I hate
commentary,
him.
though.
What?
If he's on commentary, that is getting
Oh, mate, mute that.
muted.
I hate the fact, right? Real Madrid can play in anyone who's in England club or whatever, and he'll always support the England club and think, why not? Why are you not for Madrid, man? You was like a bona fide legend there, or a bit. Like, you won 2 Champions Leagues and scored in the finals. Like,
Hell of a goal, and all.
yeah. Why are you like just so pro Scouts and pro City? Alex Bailey says, who's a member of the first team for 30 months, lads, I like you, but enough of the football talk. It's the brew. Game's gone. Laughing emojis. Sorry about that. Yeah, we did let. Zaid Ahmed says Michael Cox covers this well. Michael Cox, right? No.
He's blocked me and all.
Do you know what? Probably
But he
because
does have a point on that. Because here's the thing, right? Whether you like Michael Cox or not, he called me an internet person.
Right.
Like, what does that mean?
Michael Cox, right, did an article during lockdown about why Roy Keane's performance in the Stade d'Alpe wasn't that good.
Right, that's just wibble.
Yeah, and I read it, and there was factual errors in it as well, which I thought was poor.
But on this topic, he's correct. On another topic, he's absolutely fucking wrong
Why is
on
it
as
not
well.
you though? Because I can see you two, like, have you heard the horseshoe theory in politics? Like, someone who's dead ultra left and ultra right, they almost agree on things, like they both wanted Brexit or whatever. You two are sort of polar
Have you
opposites.
seen the woke guy and the
sort-
racist? Never seen the woke guy and the racist?
No. Is it that
Well, I
similar
believe
thing?
in racial segregation. Me too.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like,
I believe
you two-
everything has got to be viewed through the lens of race. Me too.
Yeah. That's like you, Michael Cox, are the opposite. But at some point, you might actually meet because you both
Well,
into your.
so he blocked me. And I
Certain
didn't say
things.
anything offensive or abusive to him. Just called him a fucking idiot. Because
Well,
what he was
is that
saying
it?
is his whole thing was that the 3 p.m. blackout exists and should exist to protect attendances at non-league. And I said, right, so you're suggesting when United play West Ham away, 'cause I think that was what was happening that weekend, only 1,800 United fans are going to watch that game. in this country. And he was like, yeah, you're chatting shit. It was like, are you suggesting, so it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, United versus West Ham away. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so when United play away, please show me the gate receipt increases at Altrincham, at Curzon Ashton, at FC United to prove that where's these 75,000 people going? And are you telling me that you don't watch it? He was like, yeah, but you're in your 30s, you know the internet, you're an internet person, whatever that means. Like, says one man to another man on Twitter, right? And he was like, no one over the age of like 30 knows how to stream. I'm like, my next door neighbor, Wilf, tells me how to fucking get anything I want through like a Fire Stick thing. Right?
Yeah, come on.
So, like, people will stream. Like, we were talking about this the other week where those guys have just had a combined 30 years jail sentence for teaching people how to stream stuff. But you know what? Mental. If you put it out there, people would fucking pay. The evidence is not there that the 3 p.m. blackout works. Do you know they didn't show any football on TV because they said it was going to affect attendances? Do you know what happened? More people watch football.
Yeah.
Because you get to see football and go, actually, I like football.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch football. More people watched it when they made it more accessible for people to watch it. It's so counterintuitive. People go, oh no, but if you put like United Liverpool on at 3 p.m, it's never going to be at 3 p.m. ever.
No.
So don't worry about it.
Has that ever happened?
No, and
like
here's the thing. You're going to have people who support non-league clubs and you'll have people who support big clubs. If the people who support a big club have their team watching the following day or later that day, that doesn't mean all of them are going to go to watch whatever non-league club.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No.
It pure fact doesn't. What's more likely to happen is, I would imagine, it's got to be what? I mean, all right, you guys in the comments.
Go on.
Please only reply if you live in England, because it's very important for this particular thing. Because if you're in America or you're in Australia, you can get
that isn't a channel sort of rule, by the way. It's just for this particular conversation.
For this particular thing, it's very important.
Yeah.
So 3 p.m. if you live in Ireland, I believe you get all our 3 p.m s.
Brian Casey says Premier League. Oh no, sorry. I thought he was referring to that. No, go on.
So if you live in England and you, it's an away game that you can't go to, and it's a 3 p.m. kickoff, are you going to stream that game? Yes or no? If I can you throw up a poll for us, please, Callum?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a poll.
Are you going to stream that game? Yes or no?
Yeah, we love a poll. We do. Yeah,
because in my opinion, this is going to be in the 90%.
Do you know what? This is what annoys me as well. Is like I know going about him all the time, but people that pretend they used to watch games that they didn't. You know him,
Miguel Delaney.
Yeah, well, you got to say that, and
Is this when he compared Beckham to Trent?
Yeah, and he was like, and I worked out his age, and he would have been about 8 or 9 in '99 or whatever, and he was like, I watched United all the time, and I was like, well, you couldn't unless you were at a lot of them games. You could watch highlights and goals, but you couldn't watch the full games. What is the question here?
Would you stream a game if it's a 3 p.m. kickoff?
Oh, sorry,
and you're in England. Would you stream?
Yeah, would you stream the game?
Yes or no?
Oh, it's a bit of a split here, Steve. Yes, 96%. No, 4%. So
for those who've said no, why?
Yeah, go on. Let us know. Give us your thinking.
What's
sitting here thinking.
The no's. Give us your reason.
Everyone's replying saying yes. Like someone saying no.
Like, honestly, I couldn't give a fuck whether I've streamed it or not, and I would literally pay happily. Do you know what I tried to do?
Go on.
I tried to get because you can only get a beIN Sport account in the Middle East, right? You have to put in a phone number with a Middle East prefix.
Go on, I know where this is
So
going.
I got myself a Qatari SIM card when I was in that World Cup. Right?
See, he's clever.
See? We're thinking outside the fucking box here, my friend. Nicholas Walker said, no, I'll visit my local team. Well, okay.
Fair enough.
So that's going to make a massive attendance difference. One bloke. Right? So I got myself a Qatari SIM card, and I tried to sign up for beIN Sports while I was over there, thinking I'll get their digital package, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then
clever thinking.
I'll get a fucking VPN.
Smart.
And then
Smart man.
I'll fucking watch whatever I want, whenever I want. And then I got home and it didn't work.
Well, I think it was a good idea when you told me. Jedi Master Tom says, Steve, I live 5 minutes from Curzon and Ashton United, and I've never watched their games because of a 3 p.m. blackout.
Do you know what I mean? So we was talking about this in a wider scheme of stuff. My mate Ben lives in Ashton, and he lives closer to Ashton United, very close to Ashton United. And I went, have you ever had anything off them to go watch them ever? And he was like, nah.
Mate.
You don't even know they exist.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. We have to be realistic about it, don't we? A lot of people just want to watch United and City and whoever.
So anyway, Michael Cox blocked me for that because I was like, show me the evidence. You're a stats guy. Show me the stats.
That's a bit soft, in it, blocking you for that.
Yeah.
If you've not been like proper abusive, like I tweeted him about that. Like I think with journalists sometimes they get fed up. I think they get like a lot of people on them, and something will just be like they get to a point where they're like, even if you're disagreeing with them, they'll block you. Because I've spoken to a few journalists where they'll be like,
what's his at? Isn't it like zonal markets?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if he blocked me. I don't think he did. He might have done.
Let's see if we can find my old tweets to him.
Zonal marking, Michael Cox, zonal marking. No, he's not blocked me. I don't follow him.
Is it it's that zonal
At zonal underscore marking. Let's have a look here. See if we can find out what you two were getting up to. I mean, I'm going to get your take on this Qatar thing as well before we wrap up, because I'd actually do want to know what you think about it. What's your Twitter, Mr. Stephen Howson? Let's have a look. Sorry, I know this makes great viewing, doesn't it? Me and him just searching for things.
I tweeted him for that. It was years ago. Wonder where it was. I actually can't find it now.
Sorry, we're just trying to. I don't know where it is, but no doubt you had the last laugh. Peter Kelly says, I'm 25 now. I live 5 minutes from my local team that play in the Irish Premiership and went to my first and probably last game last week. It was a relegation playoff, and I probably won't go to another. Wow. Danny Shields, who's been a member of the first team for 29 months, says, in Ireland, we do get 1 or 2 3 p.m s on a weekend, usually United or Liverpool, based on traditionally massive support for both over here. Yeah, they are well supported.
I did a poll for him as well, saying similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was saying that no one streams games, so I did a poll saying, have you ever streamed a game?
Did he not like the evidence that you produced? Yeah. When you went, no one streams games, let's do a poll, and 10,000 people say by 95% they do. Yeah, I mean, your poll, 89% to 11%.
So he said the 3 p.m. blackout serves its purpose perfectly and should be in place for years to come. Honestly, fuck you, because it shouldn't, and it was nonsense from the get-go. I'll see if I can find my tweet which booted it all off of it, because the strugglings. Yeah,
mate, the 3 p.m. blackout thing, he's tweeted about it a lot, I think. Some of this is going back like 6 or 7 years, so he's obviously had a bit of a thing about it. Yeah, anyone who thinks Roy Keane didn't have a good game in the Stade d'Alpi, I just ignore him, because that's like saying Fergie didn't know what he was doing as a manager, or Ryan Giggs didn't win any medals, or Ruud van Nistelrooy couldn't finish. It's just nonsense for the sake of nonsense. I know it was lockdown and we were struggling for content, or they were struggling for content, but you can't just go coming out with nonsense like that. It's just ridiculous. A few people asked, he's looking for that. I've asked about this article, and I do want to get your take on it before we wrap up, because we've done 40 minutes of covering the most important things. Ornstein sent everyone a little bit into a frenzy with this post he did in this article in The Athletic. Says, exclusive, Nasser Al-Khelaifi.
Joe, I saw him in Qatar as well.
Did you?
I said to him, you should buy United.
Sure, really? Yeah. I mean, is this you messing about? Is you being telling one of these things that I think is a joke that isn't?
No, I said it. I said it on the off chance. He was literally wearing a PSG hat.
Right. Look. Did you know who he was, or did you just think there's?
Did I know who he was? Yeah, I was thinking, who's this guy with like 5 bodyguards around him at all time?
He's
no, I knew exactly who he was.
In the game.
He's the chairman of PSG.
Yeah,
and he's also like whatever he is in finger. Yeah.
Yeah. So the story from Ornstein is he's played a significant role. This dude who you might to buy United in talks over Man United sale.
The little paddle tournament where it was like Batty Stewart and Cliver and R9 and all them playing in.
Yeah.
He put it on. He's a paddle guy. He's like nearly pro level.
Really? So, yeah. Yeah, because he was a tennis player, wasn't he?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, back in the day. Sorry, this article says that. So anyway, they've got this guy in, apparently, to help with the talks between Sheikh Jassim and the Glazers. He's been having some sort of role in the talks, but this has led to a little bit of a meltdown. Other clubs want the Premier League to investigate source of the funds. So Ornstein has looked at this. However, at the end of all this, he kind of says, at the end of his article, he says if this guy isn't sort of doing this in terms of he's going to be involved in the ownership, he's doing it as an advisor, advisor.
A man who owns a club, or he's the president of a club.
I mean, you can debate all that, whether you think this is PSG or Qatar are going to own PSG and the same people are going to own United, which we've all suspected might be a little bit somewhere in that.
Why is everyone asked?
Yeah.
Why is everyone asked? He wasn't asked when City sponsored themselves, right? Why are you asked now?
When it didn't City sell, like New York City bought Lampard, and then they did.
And then he turns up at City.
Yeah, and then they went, actually, he's not.
Or when they sponsored themselves for a record fee for an airline that's never made a profit for a club that's about the size of Wigan Athletic.
It also talks there about UEFA not really bothering, basically. They're not going to do anything about it. These clubs can kick off. There's also the fact that Sir Jim Ratcliffe owns Nice. Sheikh Jassim's team say this is a moot point, by the way. He only wants to own Manchester United, and he
by the way,
own it himself, so alongside El Kafana.
For starters, why is that any different? Explain how that's different to me, because I saw that there was a problem with PSG owning United.
Yep.
Or the same company owning PSG and United.
Okay.
But why is it not a problem that Ineos owns fucking Nice and potentially Manchester United?
The issue comes, doesn't it?
They're in the same leagues.
Yeah. The issue comes from... well, they say you can't be in the same competition, don't they? So there's like...
Cool. Salzburg and Leipzig want a word.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why is that different?
Do you think this has any bearing on anything? All this stuff?
Nah, I reckon people are just struggling for shit to write about.
Because there was talk as well that came out earlier today. Has anyone got... Alexa, have you got that... Did you see the article or the tweet about the people who've got the hedge fund that own United being upset about Sir Jim Ratcliffe potentially buying the shares off the Glazers and having control of the club, and they can't do anything about it? So there was talk of them taking some sort of action. But again, it doesn't seem to sort of really mean anything. I think there's talk of them maybe sort of pursuing it in the courts and all this sort of stuff. But then you think, is that going to happen though? Like, a lot of it just feels like it's just noise. Yeah. So this says here, this is a tweet I've seen. This is from 2012. Man United's 2012 initial public offering filing notes that Cayman Island law gives shareholders the right to challenge deals and to receive fair value for their shares as determined by a judge. This, however, won't be the case if Sir Jim Ratcliffe takes control of the club through a bilateral transaction with the Glazers. So they're saying that it could end up in court over this. Then there's other parts saying, well, the other Premier League clubs aren't happy with this Qatari advisor who's got ties to PSG or as a PSG chairman working with Sheikh Jassim's people. I mean, there's a lot of mud being sort of slung around.
Why is not? It's a fucking Glazers, mate. Nothing can ever be clean with them because they want their cake and to eat it, and some other cunts pick the bill up.
That is it, innit? That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. And it's rumbling on. And what are we in now? June.
They're right though. So there are, what is it, 29% or something like that of the club's value is in the New York Stock Exchange. If Sheikh Jassim or whoever or Qatar, or in Qatar really, whatever, is offering 6.5 billion and to invest into the club going forward, that package is worth X. If Jim Ratcliffe's offering Y and it's less, those shareholders have a right to demand that the club sell to that one. Surely, is that what that's kind of saying?
I think they're saying they've got to say it. Yeah, he can't just come in and do this and not consult with them or not do it like the Glazers did with this compulsory purchase order. I don't think this is that. I think this is them talking about missing out on it. I mean, I'm not.
Well, yeah, because if I'm a shareholder and you decide to sell for less than I was going to get, you fucking have my pants down. Not like the Glazers have people's pants down or anything like that, but
not at all. It is weird though, isn't it? Because it's not weird. I think you have to read between lines as well, because someone's put in the chat there, I think it's Glenn F as well, like, when people say, oh, this guy's a private investor, Sheikh Jassim, it's just his own money. His wealth isn't as much as Ratcliffe's, is it? So,
well, who knows? Who the fuck knows?
That's the point.
Because none of these people...
So he must have access to these funds, is what I'm getting at. He must have access to some money. Like...
Wake up sometimes and 43 billion in the bank. Like, when you see the richest people in the world, who's top of it?
Is it your man Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos?
It's Elon Musk, it's Bezos, it's maybe some tech guy from the Far East, right?
Yeah.
It's people with public companies. Have you ever seen the royal family of Saudi Arabia on there?
No.
Nah. Not even close. Yeah. Have you ever seen the Qataris on there? No. Because they don't report their earnings to fucking no one. They might have trillions.
Yeah.
They might have... Like, look at the way some of the Middle East royal families spend money, yeah? Look at the way they pour it out like fucking water. The billions to them is... Look at what Saudi Arabia are doing right now. They've just gone, fuck it, we're owning the PGA Tour. They're going to go, fuck it, we're going to pay Benzema nearly $1 billion to come and play here.
Yeah.
Right? they're throwing 88 million a year at Kante. Like, what is money to them? Like, we're dealing with a different thing.
But that's what surprises me, though, Steve, because I don't disagree with what you said. Why have we still not had this blow amount of water bid then?
Because you don't get to be that rich with just doing that. And why
also,
do they get to benefit this much from it?
I understand that argument, but I just found it a bit sort of odd, the stories that were coming out earlier this week. It's like, there's this ultimatum on Friday. It's a self-imposed ultimatum. So self-imposed, so he can just break it if he wants, because he put it in himself, and he has done. He's already said, I think, or the reports are that he's not going to stick to that deadline of today. He'll wait. You think,
but on one hand, like, the Glazers are just going to keep fucking ringing it out.
I think they are. I think they will. If they think they can get another tenner out of it, they'll do another round of bids, or they'll keep going.
They're fucking frustrated.
You know what I mean?
Me, man.
And it's just going to cost us next season.
And do you know what? It's not even that I don't really want Qatar to own us.
No.
I don't want state ownership, but do you know what? It's so much more preferable to anything that keeps them around.
Yeah.
Anything that keeps
That's
them
the
around.
trouble. Me and you did a video on your channel, didn't we? And we spoke about this. And I spoke about this with James Jackson the other day. And it was like, the ideal scenario is probably off the table now. My ideal scenario was one that looked like it could happen a year ago, which was Ratcliffe come in, bought the club with his own money, owned it, gave a toss, invested in it. Happy days. I'm not a big fan of billionaires owning clubs, but we're not going to get fan ownership.
The problem that we've got is,
I mean,
mate,
as in terms of the fans owning it, not just one.
After this point now, I mean, after the Glazers, it was never happening anyway.
No.
Fan ownership was never a thing, but this club will not change hands again, potentially for another generation or two.
Yeah.
Right? So,
how many owners have you had in your life now? Like
Martin Edwards and the Glazers.
That's it, innit? Yeah. Can't fucking hell. Yeah.
So you're looking at a generation or two where maybe they sell, but if the valuation of the club continues to rise on the same trajectory that it's been, you're talking about a 60 billion valuation in 20 years' time.
Jesus.
So I said this yesterday on my live. The club at the moment is going, this is what annoys me about the Glazers. They didn't put anything in.
No. I've
They
had this
got a
argument with so many people.
They took a loan out and put the club to pay their loan off.
Yeah.
So they've literally owned, me and you, if we had the credit rating, and we ain't,
No, we
could
haven't.
have fucking got the club on that. Right?
Yeah.
And put nothing in and just took out of it.
Yeah.
And then someone's offering them 10 times the amount they didn't put in the first place to buy us.
Mate.
And they're still going, well, I don't fucking know.
You know what?
You look at, I don't know how old you are, but you look 100. Just take the money and fuck off.
Yeah. 100%.
No one needs a negative energy that is 1,000,000% coming your way if you don't fuck off. You might even get your hand shook if you fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't be by me, my friend.
No.
But someone might shake your fucking hand.
They might just go, all right, you know, you've gone, we've got money now, go on, piss off. I hate him. JB says, re-FFP, what do you realistically think will happen to say? We'll end on this. I kind of agree with him, to be honest with you.
Rich people don't get done.
No. And I also think that it's too complicated as well for them to go, right, we're going to retrospective punishments.
I'd love it if it's
I mean, I don't get me
titles
wrong.
off them.
I love that. It'd be fucking hilarious. I just think there's too many like caveats to that. If you do that, and it's like what we're saying, all those seasons were void.
They aren't going, hey, we didn't do that. Yeah. They're going, hey, don't investigate that.
Yeah. They're going, they're right. They're going, hey, that guy's an Arsenal fan. Like, hey, where did you get this information from? It's not, we're innocent, we didn't do it. It's always, where them emails have come from, where's that leak? The guy that's investigating us is an Arsenal fan, or prosecuting is an Arsenal fan. The statute of limitations on some of this has run out. It's always the technicalities, isn't it? You know what I mean? You got the job on a technicality. It's always that rather than, we're innocent. Listen, I'm not holding my breath.
It's like if I was banging my next door neighbour, right, and the missus comes in, catches me in bed with my next door neighbour, it's not me going, hey, I didn't do this. It's me going, why have you come in this house?
It's like me going, hang on a minute, why are you not at work? Like, come on.
They did that shit.
Yeah. Do you know what? They did it. They'll get away with it because that's what happens. And we'll be sat here, me and Steve, in about 2027 talking about the 412th round of bids between Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
What do you reckon gets higher, the amount of charges City have got or the rounds of bids for United?
I go bids for United. I think
it's a lot of bids. 115 bids.
Oh, mate, You never know. It'll just be a thing that goes on forever and ever. What have you got coming up anyway?
What call?
Really? I thought you the boy wonder told me you had some on at 6.
Oh right, yeah. I think. Well, I'm going to get my beard trim in a minute, and then if that gets done in half an hour, I'll be live at 6. If not, I'll be late. Right.
Okay. It's good. You know what? Check him out. He'll be live later on. Make sure as well you are hitting like, share, and subscribe.
I've just thrown the 7-layer gazer on my Instagram. Go follow him and just do me a favour. Just go follow him and just comment on the first thing you see and say Steve sent me. Because that'll do bits. And if you go and check, there's some fucking good clubber. Look at that. They've got a blue fucking jacket, which honestly, it's a bit blue, but it's fucking superb.
Superb. Right.
Janine wants one.
Hang on a minute. I'll read this one last out. Mike says, to be honest, all this tells me is that most of these reports about Sir Jim leading were just reporters speaking BS. No one knows how many bids, rounds, etc. No one knows anything, my friend.
These fucking NDAs.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have any information.
I know. It's like...
It's so funny now, and they're like, here's our new owner, Mr. Charlie Wong. And we go, wait, what? Who? Who the fuck is he? Everyone's just Googling like, fuck Charlie Wong. Where's he from? Minnesota? I just spelled Minnesota.
How are you? You okay?
Imagine how funny that would be now. It's like, nope. Is it Qataris? No. Is it Jim Ratcliffe? No. It's a fella from Minnesota. Made his money in shale gas.
Yeah, imagine that happens now. That happens now. This is going to get clips up and go viral. You look like a genius. You look like so ITK. It's unreal. Simon Cowell.
Fucking NDA could happen.
You could do. Says it's simple. Once the Glazers get their $6 billion for their controlling share.
Good name. We want a good name. Ignacio. Someone got a guy got a South American called Ignacio. And he make his money selling Bam Bam from Bolivia.
Oh mate, imagine if we got like another Pablo Escobar. That'd be mint.
Imagine Pablo Escobar as your owner. What's the new guy? Chapo. Is it El Chapo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's our new owner? It's El Chapo.
Do you remember like Pablo Escobar's legit?
All pre-seasons are in South America.
I won't be. I'm an ambassador for Alcohol Change UK. And that's their right. And the courts will interfere. The Glazers don't want the majority share. Right, thank you. I'm going to leave it there before we get down a rabbit hole we can't get out of. Go and check out his video at 6. Go and check out, what's the guy called?
Just go on my Instagram, you'll see it on my story.
Sees it on his Instagram. Make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. I'll be back in the morning with the news. So I look forward to seeing you then. This has been The Brew. That's been Stephen Howson. I've been Jay Marty. Thanks for watching.